You've got a young person whose brain isn't even going to be fully developed until they're 25 years old. And they're trying to make a decision that could impact the rest of their life. If that young woman becomes pregnant, she's got some choices, but none of them are easy. The good news is that up to 50% of our young people today are choosing to remain abstinent until marriage. And it's not necessarily because they know anything different than any of their peers, but they're watching their peers. They're realizing, I don't want to end up pregnant, or I don't want to pay child support for 18 years. They're realizing, I don't want an STD that's going to stay with me for the rest of my life. They're seeing this played out in front of them.
When you say sex, boys and girls together doing different things, exploring.
Like whenever you're growing up, I think it's a good thing to practice it so that you know what's out there and what is good and bad about it.
The things that our young people face are nothing like our generation faced. And they need to be equipped with the truth so that they can make healthy sexual choices. Our students are faced with a sexual culture that most of us couldn't even have imagined 20 years ago. The images that they are bombarded with daily are just absolutely off the charts. It is so difficult for a young person to try to navigate the waters and to try to begin to make healthy sexual decisions because there's so much misinformation out there.
If a girl is pregnant, she could have an abortion. Sometimes it can be hard on her relationship with the guy. Sometimes the guy end up leaving, even though that can happen when they're married. But most times it's probably best to wait and have babies when you're married.
1 in 3 of our sexually active baby girls will become pregnant before age 20. I mean, 1 in 3. In our country today, they've got 3 choices. They can parent, adoption, or abortion. Young women who make the choice to abort their children suffer from everything from anger and anxiety and grief, depression, alcohol, drug abuse. The list goes on.
I have no clue how many STDs there are.
I think there's about 5 or 10 STDs.
I'm not sure how many sexually transmitted diseases there are.
Today, doctors cannot even definitively tell you how many we've got. There are so many. We know that we have between 25 to 35 that are showing up in doctors' offices every day. And if I asked you to name those 25 to 35, you probably couldn't, and either could I. But let's just talk for a moment about the top 6. Everything from chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, AIDS, which we hear so much about, genital herpes, and then HPV. Human papillomavirus. You don't have to have sex to get it. Our baby girls think they're safe. They're not actually having intercourse. They're technical virgins. They could technically end up with HPV, and it could technically kill them if they don't catch it in time.
No, I don't think there's nothing as safe sex.
Yes, there is such a thing as safe sex.
There's not such thing as safe sex.
The myth of safe sex has done unbelievable harm for our young people today. They truly believe that that little see-through piece of plastic is somehow going to protect them from pregnancy or from contracting an STD, and nothing could be further from the truth. More than 50% of pregnancies occurred when a young woman or a young man, some form of contraception was being used. Whether it was the condom, the pill, the shot, it really doesn't matter. Over 50% of the time, they still end up pregnant.
Yes, I think there are some emotional consequences.
I'm not really sure if there are any emotional ones because a lot of guys, you try and lose it real young because it's a big peer pressure thing. So with guys, it's really cool to lose your virginity at a young age, and you just want to get that out the way and have sex with as many girls as you can so that you can just be cool with everybody else.
We know that there's a chemical called oxytocin, and oxytocin works kind of like super glue. boom. We'd have, oh, I do. I think I want to marry you. I think the media has played a huge role in making it appear that sex has no consequences. It, unfortunately, is painting a picture that is completely unrealistic and completely untrue for our students.
I think I'm valuable because I'm a good friend. I'm me.
What makes me valuable is how I am with people, and my way I am with people. Not that I treat people bad, but how I treat them good and the good ways I am with them.
I have a lot going for myself right now, such as going to school, working, and learning more things about life, and I find myself maturing more.
I think what makes me valuable is that I'm pure. I want to stay pure until I'm married.
My job as a sexual health educator is not to go in and to tell my students what to do. You know, they've got a culture that's screaming at them, do this, do that, do this, do that. That's not my job. My job is merely to go in there, to love them, to present them with truth so that they can begin to realize that that concept of abstinence until marriage, that's truly how they're going to equip themselves to be able to have the best sex they'll ever have in their lives.